Hi, good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let us start the news bulletin with the top headlines. Lok Sabha clears decks for providing 10% reservation to economically poor in general category with a 323-3 margin. House adjourned sine die. Rajya Sabha expected to take up the Constitution Amendment Bill today. Heavy agenda in Rajya Sabha on the last day of the extended winter session. Citizenship Bill expected to be tabled. 9 bills on agenda in the upper house. Slew of development projects to be launched during Prime Minister Modi's visit to Solapur in Maharashtra today. Foundation stone of 30,000 houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana to be laid. Prime Minister to address a rally in Agra. India will remain fastest growing major economy in the world, says World Bank. Predicts a GDP growth of 7.3% in 2018-19 and 7.5% in the next 2 years. Estimates 2.9% global growth as compared to 3% last year. And the second edition of Khelo India Youth Games to kick off in Pune today. Over 9,000 players from different states to participate across 18 disciplines. The biggest story this morning, the Lok Sabha passed the Constitution 124th Amendment Bill to provide 10% reservation in jobs and educational institutions for the poor among the general category. Most parties backed the proposed legislation. The government described it as historic and in the country's interest. 323 members voted in favor of the bill and 3 against the bill that seeks to amend Article 15 and 16 of the Constitution.
Subject to correction, the result of the division is ayes 323, noes 3. The motion is carried by majority of the total membership of the House and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting. The bill as amended is passed by the requisite majority in accordance with the provisions of Article 368 of the Constitution.
And replying to an over 4.5 hours debate, Social Justice Minister Thawar Chand Gehlot sought to allay doubts raised by several opposition members about the legislation's fate if challenged in the Supreme Court. He said that he can say with confidence that the apex court will accept it.
मैं स्पष्ट तौर पर कहता हूं कि उनकी नीति अच्छी है, नीयत अच्छी है, जो कहते हैं वो करते हैं और करके दिखाया है। और नीति और नीयत अच्छी है, इसीलिए संविधान में प्रावधान करने के बाद हम ये आदेश जारी करके इनको 10% आरक्षण शैक्षणिक संस्थाओं में और नौकरियों में देने का काम करेंगे। और मैं विश्वास पूर्वक कह सकता हूं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट संवैधानिक प्रावधान के बाद इसको स्वीकार करेगा अगर कोई वहां जाएगा तो। हमने बिना संविधान संशोधन किए ऐसा नहीं किया है, ये करने के बाद ही किया है। इस कारण से इस प्रकार की जो शंकाएं हैं वो शंकाएं निर्मूल है। मैं उन सब से निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि इस प्रकार की शंका को करना वो बंद करें।
The new provision in the bill is over and above the existing 50% reservation. The reservation will be given to those economically backward poor people who are not availing the benefit of reservation currently. The benefit will be available for those whose annual income is below 8 lakh rupees and who have up to 5 acres of land. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley made an intervention during the debate and said that the bar of 50% put by the apex court on total reservation is for caste-based quota, while the bill seeks it provided for the economically weaker sections in the general category.
और जो 50% की सीमा लगाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, मैं स्पष्ट कह सकता हूं कि वो सीमा केवल आर्टिकल 16(4) में जो कास्ट बेस्ड रिजर्वेशन था उसके संबंध में लगाई। वो जो सीमा थी, चाहे एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में हो, चाहे वो पब्लिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट में हो, और जो जजमेंट है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, मैं चाहूंगा पैराग्राफ 806 से लेकर 812 तक कम से कम 3 बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यह बात स्पष्ट कर दी कि हम जो सीमा लगा रहे हैं 50% की, ये केवल 16(4) की जो एजुकेशनल और सोशल जो बैकवर्डनेस की रिजर्वेशन है उसके ऊपर लगा रहे हैं। मैं एक वाक्य पढ़ दूं जो इस सारी चर्चा करने के बाद उन्होंने कहा, वी आर ऑल्सो ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट द रूल ऑफ 50% अप्लाइज only to reservations in favor of backward classes made under Article 16(4).
And during the debate, the Congress described the bill as a political gimmick. K.V. Thomas said that it should be sent to Joint Parliamentary Committee for examination. The AIADMK said reservations should not be on economic backwardness but on social backwardness. His party staged a walkout objecting to the provisions of the bill. Indian Union Muslim League and the AIMIM also opposed the bill.
We are nothing against it. We are for that. We have been always, in my state in Kerala, we have tried to bring these economically backward people also in the mainstream. But the way you are doing it, your sincerity being questioned. So my request is, please send it to the JPC. Don't take a hasty decision. Send it to the JPC.
Include most of the communities in Northern Belt also, which they are demanding to include OBC. Don't deny that chance for them. Don't allow the agitation. There will be so many economic problems, but for that economic problem, you are facing that. That you first make that, then you come for this. And also increase the ceiling from 50 to 69, which we are demanding.
We cannot oppose any such bill. So unhesitantly, we are extending the support to this bill with an expectation that government will rise to the occasion and will take care of the unemployed youth of the country.
ये आज जो बिल लाया वो बिल बिल्कुल मैंने जैसा यहाँ उल्लेख किया देरी है लेकिन दुरुस्त है। इसका मैं समर्थन तो करता हूँ, स्वागत करता हूँ।
ऊंची जाति में से भी जो लोग थे वो काफ़ी गरीब हो गए हैं, और जब गरीब हो गए हैं तो आज स्कूल का जब जो इन्होंने कहा, ठीक कहा कि एक समान अवसर होना चाहिए। हम इक्वल एजुकेशन की बात नहीं करते हैं, हम हमेशा इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी की बात करते हैं।
Once one is identified in a caste line, he is identified in the caste line because he doesn't change his caste. He cannot change his caste. But in an economic criteria, this needs adequate reformation every 10 years. That is not there in the bill. How you are going to identify, how you are going to delete, it doesn't happen.
केंद्र सरकार में 24 लाख अध्यक्षी पोस्ट वैकेंट हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि जो पोस्ट वैकेंट हैं उस पोस्टों में जो बैकलॉग की भर्ती बनती है सबसे पहले वो बैकलॉग की भर्ती कर दो।
इसलिए जितने भी सरकार की योजना है सब गरीबों उन्मुखी है, झोपड़ी वाले के लिए है, गरीब के लिए है, निर्धन के लिए है, निर्बल के लिए है। आज ऊंची जाति के निर्बल और निर्धन के लिए भी यह आरक्षण का विधेयक आया है। मैं उसका समर्थन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं और देश के करोड़ों नौजवानों को कहता हूं, उठो, नए भारत के निर्माण के लिए एक नया सूरज का उदय हुआ है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में इस सूरज का अभिनंदन करो और इस समाज को सबको मिला के आगे बढ़ाओ।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanked MPs from all parties who supported the Constitution 124th Amendment Bill in Lok Sabha. Taking to Twitter, he said, "We are absolutely committed to the principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas." He added it was our endeavour to ensure that every poor person, irrespective of caste or creed, gets to lead a life of dignity and gets access to all possible opportunities. He added that the passage of the bill is a landmark moment in the history of the nation. He stressed that it sets in motion the process to achieve an effective measure that ensures justice for all sections of society. Our colleague Kriti Mishra is now joining us live from Vijay Chowk in the national capital. A very good morning, Kriti. So there's a heavy legislative agenda in Rajya Sabha on the last day of the extended winter session. Of course, a citizenship bill is expected to be tabled, and 9 bills are on the agenda in the upper house, of course, including the quota bill. So how much legislative agenda is likely to be cleared before the House adjourns sine die?
Well, Aishwarya, as you've mentioned, that the session of the Rajya Sabha has been extended by a day to finish the unfinished agenda. MOS Parliamentary Affairs Vijay Goyal, while speaking to Rajya Sabha television yesterday, said that the 2 bills that would be on the priority of the government would be the Economic Quota Bill and also the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Remember, the Economic Quota Bill has already been cleared by the Lok Sabha, and the government is expected to table it in the Rajya Sabha today. The government has made 2 very specific points: that it will cross the legal hurdle, and also when a constitutional amendment bill is taken up, it is also ratified by 50% assemblies. But the government has said that this one pertains to the fundamental rights, so that it may not need the ratification, and the government is absolutely clear that even in the Rajya Sabha it will have the numbers, because remember, almost all the opposition parties have supported the bill with 323 votes in favour of the bill in the Lok Sabha. So the government is absolutely clear. And the second bill is the Citizenship Amendment Bill, which has already been cleared by the Lok Sabha yesterday. So the government is likely to table these 2 bills in the upper house today, and is working assiduously, getting all the parties on board for the passage of these 2 crucial bills. Aishwarya?
Right. Kriti, thank you so much for all those updates there. So heavy legislative agenda in Rajya Sabha today. Of course, focus will be on the quota bill. Lok Sabha passed it yesterday, and it will be tabled in the Rajya Sabha today. Remember, the government has extended the winter session for Rajya Sabha by 1 day. And on to some other news. A bill seeking to provide Indian citizenship to non-Muslims from Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan was passed by the Lok Sabha on Tuesday. Piloting the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, Home Minister Rajnath Singh informed the House that the bill was not against the provisions of the Constitution and would give succor to the persecuted minorities in the 3 neighbouring countries. The bill provides for according Indian citizenship to Hindus, Jains, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists and Parsis from Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan after 6 years of residence in India instead of 12 years currently, even if they do not possess any document.
आज भी यदि कोई गलत फहमी है असम के रहने वाले लोगों के अंदर, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के रहने वाले लोगों के अंदर, मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि हम उनसे बात करने के लिए, खुले तौर पर बात करने के लिए अध्यक्ष महोदय पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं। उनकी बात को हम सुनेंगे, उनके जो भी ग्रीवेंसेस होंगी उनका हम समाधान भी निकालेंगे। इसलिए हमने न केवल एनआरसी की प्रक्रिया को उसके अंजाम तक ले जाने का काम किया, बल्कि असम एकॉर्ड के क्लास 6 को लागू करने के लिए भी हम पूरी तरह से कमिटेड हैं, जिसके लिए कैबिनेट की मंजूरी से हाई लेवल कमेटी का गठन कर दिया गया है। और जो भी कदम उठाने होंगे हम उठाएंगे, ताकि असम की कल्चरल और लिंग्विस्टिक आइडेंटिटी सुरक्षित रह सके और असम का बर्डन पूरे देश की रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हो।
And a bill to allow the use of DNA technology for establishing identity of certain persons, including victims, offenders and missing persons, has also been passed in Lok Sabha on Tuesday by a voice vote. The DNA Technology Use and Application Regulation Bill 2018 was introduced by Science and Technology Minister Harshvardhan in the lower house, even as the Congress demanded that the bill be sent to the Standing Committee, citing privacy concerns. While moving the bill for consideration and passage, Harshvardhan said that the bill will ensure that laboratories for DNA profiling and accredited and regulating the DNA data bank is set up. The minister also informed the House that the issue of privacy, confidentiality and data protection has been taken care of very meticulously, and that the DNA profile will be stored only after obtaining consent, except that of convicts and relatives of the missing persons.
इस बिल के बारे में प्राइवेसी, कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी और डाटा प्रोटेक्शन इश्यूज को बहुत माइन्यूटली इसके अंदर इंश्योर किया गया है कि ये सारे के सारे इश्यूज जो है इसमें दे हैव बीन टेकन केयर ऑफ वेरी मेटिकुलसली एंड वेरी थॉरोली। और इसी तरह से जो प्रोफाइल्स हैं इसको भी इंश्योर किया गया है, दे शैल बी स्टोर्ड ओनली आफ्टर obtaining informed consent with exception from offenders and suspects. DNA profiles shall be stored
which are stored are not for entire population.
The Lok Sabha was adjourned sine die on Tuesday. This was the last full session of the 16th Lok Sabha. Speaker Sumitra Mahajan, in her valedictory reference, said that among listed bills in the session, nearly 82.35% were cleared by the House. She also informed that 400 start questions and 4,600 unstart questions were answered during the question hour.
16वीं लोकसभा का 16वां सत्र जो 11 दिसंबर 2018 को आरंभ हुआ था, आज समाप्त हो रहा है। इस सत्र के दौरान हमने 17 बैठकें की जो 46 घंटे से भी ज़्यादा चली। इस सत्र के दौरान महत्वपूर्ण वित्तीय, विधायी और अन्य कार्य निपटाए गए। वर्ष 2018-19 के दूसरे बैच के लिए अनुदानों की अनुपूरक मांगों पर 2 घंटे 36 मिनट तक चर्चा हुई और तत्पश्चात इन्हें मतदान के लिए रखा गया और संबंधित विनियोग विधेयक पारित किया गया। वर्तमान सत्र के दौरान 12 सरकारी विधेयक पुनर्स्थापित किए गए। कुल मिलाकर 16 विधेयक पारित किए गए कुछ महत्वपूर्ण विधेयक इस प्रकार है: द ट्रांसजेंडर पर्सन्स प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ राइट्स बिल 2018, द सरोगेसी रेगुलेशन बिल 2018, द कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन बिल 2018, द नेशनल ट्रस्ट फॉर वेलफेयर ऑफ पर्सन्स विथ ऑटिज्म, cerebral palsy, mental retardation and multiple disabilities amendment bill 2018 as passed by Rajya Sabha, the Muslim women protection of rights on marriage bill 2018, the appropriation number 6 bill 2018, the Indian Medical Council amendment bill 2018, the companies amendment bill 2018, Aadhaar and other law bill 2018, the New Delhi International Airport Arbitration Center Bill 2018, the Personal Laws Amendment Bill 2018, the DNA Technology Regulation Bill 2018, the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, as reported by Joint Committee, and the Constitution 124th Amendment Bill 2019. सूचीबद्ध विधेयकों में लगभग 82.35% विधेयक इस सत्र के दौरान पारित किए गए।
And the Rajya Sabha proceedings have been extended by one day. The upper house will sit for an extended day today to clear important legislative agenda. Now, 9 bills have been listed in the business today. 2 bills were cleared by the Lok Sabha yesterday, namely the Constitution 124th Amendment Bill and the Citizenship Amendment Bill, and they're expected to be tabled in the upper house today. The government extended the functioning of the Rajya Sabha by one day. However, opposition leaders expressed reservations over the manner in which the government sought the extension at the very last minute.
The government extended the ongoing Rajya Sabha's winter session by one more day as opposition members continued their protest, due to which several bills couldn't be passed. Opposition members alleged that the government took the decision without consulting other members. After the postponement, opposition MPs protested inside Parliament premises.
बिना सूची जो पार्लियामेंट को स्थगित करने का था, बिना सूची कल तक एक्सटेंड कर दिया है। 1952 से लेकर आज तक ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ था। ये प्रोसीजरल लैप्स है, जो अगर सेशन को बढ़ाना है तो सदन को सूची भी मिलना है और सदन का लीडर्स के साथ बात करके ये लोग ऐलान करना था। ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ है।
Going to achieve by way of holding the house for one more day. And actually, if they want to extend, that has to be announced first on the floor of the house that the house is extended for a day, and then say that it is adjourned for tomorrow.
Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Vijay Goyal said no rules of Parliament had been violated by this decision.
किसी प्रकार की भी कन्वेंशन का उल्लंघन नहीं किया है। पिछले दिनों आपने देखा होगा कि बहुत से विपक्षी दलों ने राज्यसभा के अंदर सदन की कार्रवाई चलने नहीं दी। ऐसे के अंदर सरकार के पास बहुत सारा बिजनेस, बहुत सारे बिल पारित करने को हैं, तो मैं समझता हूं कि सरकार ने अगर एक दिन के लिए सदन को आगे बढ़ाया भी है तो वो सरकार का अधिकार है, वो चेयरमैन का अधिकार है जी।
The upper house will take up the Constitutional Amendment Bill and the Citizenship Amendment Bill on Wednesday. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
Those are all the news related to the winter session of Parliament. Let's get you some other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Solapur district in Maharashtra today, where he will launch a series of developmental projects, including a housing project for beedi and textile workers. Other projects are aimed to improve sanitation, sewerage and connectivity in Solapur and surrounding areas. He will also dedicate four-laning of a Solapur-Osmanabad section of NH 211 and lay the foundation stone for 30,000 houses under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Underground sewerage system and 3 sewage treatment plants will also be launched under government's Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation scheme. Later in the day, Prime Minister Modi will address a rally in Uttar Pradesh's Agra district. He will also inaugurate the Integrated Command and Control Centre for Agra Smart City and the Ganga Jal project, which will improve the city's water supply. Other projects relating to health, sanitation and education will also be inaugurated. And the fourth edition of the Raisina Dialogue started off in Delhi on Tuesday with the inaugural address by the Prime Minister of Norway, Erna Solberg. While pitching for ocean economy, Erna Solberg said that resources in the ocean should be used properly. She also said that rapid climate changes in the Arctic area will have far-reaching global impact and that the world has a responsibility to protect the ocean. She also pitched for a global order for international trade and said that international trade is for prosperity and to benefit citizens at large while ensuring growth. Prime Minister Solberg also insisted that not meeting the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 will impact us all.
One of the goals of my government's ocean strategy is to promote sustainable value creation and employment in ocean-based industries. Our ambition is to facilitate the transfer of expertise and technology across industrial sectors. For instance, Norwegian technology developed for the offshore gas and oil sector is now being used in aquaculture and renewable energy installations like offshore wind. If we are to build a sustainable ocean economy, we must stop the degradation of the world's marine ecosystems.
The theme for the Raisina Dialogue has been designed to focus on innovative solutions and partnerships as a response to the transitions we are witnessing all around us. It is inspired by unique ideas, leaders, and technologies which are triggering major changes in the international system. Madam Prime Minister, your address has provided a valuable perspective on these issues, setting the stage for discussions on innovative solutions to the most pressing challenges of our times. Friends, in the past 4 years, the Raisina Dialogue has grown in stature as well as in profile. This dialogue brings together political leaders, strategic thinkers, businesses and academics on a common platform to share their vision and propose solutions that will serve us all in the decades ahead. I'm happy to note that this year we have the widest ever spread of participation with over 600 delegates from 93 countries.
On to the other top story this morning. The World Bank has forecast that India will continue to remain the fastest growing economy in the world in 2018-19. In a report that was released on Tuesday, the World Bank said that India's gross domestic product will grow at 7.3% during the ongoing financial year. In comparison, China is expected to register a much lower growth rate of 6.3%. Now, these predictions have been made in a report prepared by the World Bank titled Global Economic Prospects, Darkening Skies. The report says that the most world economies stare at dark times in this financial year. However, it has projected a brighter picture for India and the South Asian region as a whole. On the Narendra Modi government's decision to implement the goods and services tax, the World Bank report said that its introduction and steps towards demonetization are expected to encourage a shift from the informal to the formal sector. The report further said that India's growth will further climb up to 7.5% in the next 2 financial years. However, it warned that rising interest rates and currency volatility are weighing on the activity. And on to the top international focus now. US President Donald Trump has once again defended his decision of the border wall along the US-Mexico border. In a televised address to the nation, Donald Trump emphasized on the need of the wall, saying it is important to protect the people living on the inside of the wall as there is an illegal immigration crisis at the border. Donald Trump's speech comes on the 18th day of the government shutdown due to a divided US Parliament over Donald Trump's demand for money for the construction of the border wall.
Last month, 20,000 migrant children were illegally brought into the United States, a dramatic increase. These children are used as human pawns by vicious coyotes and ruthless gangs. 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted on the dangerous trek up through Mexico. Women and children are the biggest victims, by far, of our broken system. This is the tragic reality of illegal immigration on our southern border. This is the cycle of human suffering that I am determined to end.
And sports news now, the Khelo India Youth Games 2019 will kick-start from today in Pune. The games will be held from today till the 20th of this month. Over 9,000 participants from different parts of the country will participate in 2 age categories that includes under 17 and under 21. Sports Minister Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore and Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will attend a virtual torch ceremony at the Sri Shiva Chhatrapati Sports Complex in the evening, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the event through a video message. Under Khelo India program, the government will provide scholarships to 1,500 students from across the country. Last year, around 3,500 school children had participated in the event. And that's all in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day ahead.